Hello guys, good evening. I'm going to do the market evening update, the market close. And this morning, as you remember, we were talking about this bottoming formation on the price action on the 4-hour, where we were having lower lows and higher lows on the RSI. That was putting a bullish divergence around 5 a.m. I noticed that and I shared it on Twitter with you guys. It was exciting to think that this could break out and come back inside the range despite the strong downtrend that we are now in the 4-hour. We spent a little bit around day there and we managed to get beyond 87k to around my average entry price with the single order that I entered around here. Immediately after, we started seeing a rejection, and as you can see, as of now, the RSI continues now in the process of potentially putting another higher low. We have the first higher low at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, and if this becomes a pivot as well, which is not confirmed at all, we need to wait until at least one or two more candles pointing up from here. But if this was another pivot, then potentially we can have the second higher low. And if you look at the price, this one was a lower low, and potentially if we close around here, we could have an equal low in here. So the reason I'm doing this surgery to the price action is because although I admit that there is a lot of incentive to go to number 2, I will love to be able to spot at least a dead cat bounce that possibly doesn't manage to get to 100k, even way before that, take some profits, and then if we see some strong rejection in here, we can take another swing from the lower number 2, which is around 78k, where we have the CME gap, which I think if we ever go there in the short to medium term, it could be another interesting area to take another swing high. Of course, this whole theory of the area of the low 80s to hold and push into the 90s to take the CME gaps that we are fulfilled, that we have created at 92.5 into 93.7 at the moment is just wishful thinking, considering that we are in a downtrend. But I love paying attention to the price. This is my thing, and if you want to trade the trend and take shorts, be my guest. I think it's a great idea in this price action to have taken a short, but from the highs. At the moment, we continue to have 1 million, actually over 1 million in liquidations. I think at the moment is 1.07 million. Longs continue to battle in here to try to hold the support at the low 80s. And every time the price gets closer to 82 or 81, they start stepping in, creating these green signals. All of this is absolutely impossible to determine. Particularly, it makes it very challenging because every time we try to put a high in here, the volume goes down. I think people notice this in my Telegram channel. For example, in here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, and then as soon as we get into the previous support, we turn it into resistance, volume goes down, and then we get a spike in red volume, which is the shorts stepping back in. But we have to understand the implications of these various divergences. This is creating a rolling over in here with a potential formation of a double bottom now in the price, not just in the RSI. And if this trend continues to shift into this direction, it could create a channel to the upside with this shape. And that is all we need to go into the 92s and take the CME gaps. And if this fails, we know that we need to still keep in cash for the next lows. But at the same time, I am seeing such an incredible amount of panic sellers in here. We have had a signal on Ethereum in terms of capitulations that we haven't had since September 2024. I'm not saying it's going to necessarily play out, but this one pushed Ethereum 88% to the upside back into the 4,000. You can see it there in blue. I remain cautious with Ethereum because we have liquidations at 2,000 and the ETFs continue to bleed. After yesterday with over 1,000, 2 days ago it was 1,000. Yesterday we have 750. Sorry, my brain is starting to have some some hiccups. And on the fear and greed index, now we are at 10. And you can tell that Bitcoin doesn't stay very long at levels like 10. That is extremely low. It resembles the sentiment in the worst part of the bear market in 2022 in June. But the price is just 20% down from an all-time high. I think many people at the moment are scratching their heads, not understanding why the price action continues to come down, even though there doesn't seem to be any liquidity to take. And I think there are inflows all over the place of people trying to de-risk, thinking that this is the end of the world. And I seriously cannot tell you whether we are gonna reverse at 1, 2, or 3. I have a plan for each one of them. If we go there, I know what I need to do, and that's why I'm chilling. But I still think that regardless of me being bullish or not being bullish, I can handle either of these pockets where we go and then get a decent leg up to get me out still in profits. There are so many fair value gaps to the upside that if we catch a big spike to the downside, we can average down and then catch even a move below the 50% retracement to the upside. I'm gonna continue to monitor this, of course, with the mind open for this theory of the rolling over of the 4-hour to get invalidated. Interestingly, you might think that invalidation comes with a lower low in this case, and it's not necessarily. Indeed, if we get a lower low on the 4-hour, but the RSI remains above 19, we continue to put bullish divergences and we continue to roll over. The thing that could invalidate this is if the price makes a sharp move, possibly below 80k, and then the RSI takes down the lowest low of the RSI in here, and that definitely invalidates this silly idea that potentially from here we can catch a good swing to the upside. Just a quick update on the daily: we remain touching the green on the Crosby ratio. We are below all levels that we haven't broken on the RSI in over a year. We're getting close to the equilibrium, to golden pockets. And regardless of if you think that this is gonna stop in 1, 2, or 3, I think it's unlikely to see just in a single week a candle that takes everything in one go. After all, we are trading price action and think needs to create swings and handle most of the imbalances, CME gaps, fair value gaps, and all of that is part of this orchestra of chaos. Guys, I hope you appreciate the update. This is not an update with a call to action. This is not a long here, short there. We are bullish, we are bearish. It's more of a follow up with what's going on and my thoughts. Hit the like, comment down, share your ideas as well. I'm happy to read them. I don't know you, but I'm enjoying this volatility. I was suffering in the area of the 96 and I'm much more happy seeing volatility, and a challenge always puts me in a better mood. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.